Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Danjo number 481-CWAB. This is an antique brass wraparound plate, or door reinforcer is what it is. It is made of solid brass with an antique finish on it. First, that scratched surface you see is just simply the peel-away protective film that's covering the antique brass finish. It's heavy, weighs about 1.1 pounds, so that's a lot of weight for a piece of brass. The 481 is representative of the dimensional properties of this item, and let's go over it right now. So if you have a 481, you've got something that's 9-inch tall, that is 4 1/4 wide, that has two holes that are 3 5/8 on centers, that are 2 3/4 back set, that are 2 1/8-inch holes. 4 1 3/4 thick door. All of that conspires to mean those dimensions. The CW in the part number means that you have recessed areas here rather than flat areas. You want the recessed area if you have a latch bolt with a faceplate on it. If you have just a round drive-in latch, you want to change the CW in the part number to VF, and that will give you just the round hole. But the CW version here is the most common one. AB, antique brass, that's obvious. You'll be able to do this in bronze as well as stainless. And let's see what other finishes are available. So Danjo has this listed in other finishes as well. They have it called a 10B finish, which is not an oil rubbed bronze. It's more of a dark bronze or dark brown powder coat over a stainless base material. So caution, it's not oil rubbed bronze or 613 or 10B. It's simply complementary to that finish. AB, antique brass. BZ for antique brass, which is 609 finish, 609. The BZ finish, which is a 612, and that is a satin bronze. PB for polished brass, that's 605, and then S for stainless steel, and that's 630 finish. Okay, now where are you going to use this? Wraparound or door reinforcing plates are generally not used in new installations. They just aren't. Although occasionally they are. You might have a client who knows that they are going to have a circumstance where they expect damage or vandalism, or they're already matching other doors that have these plates installed as a result of damage or vandalism. Using a plate like this very often allows you to continue to get useful service out of the door, helping you avoid having to replace it. You might have a door that's literally 100 years old and it's become damaged, and the replacement cost is astronomical. So some people will certainly say to themselves, you know what, I don't like how that looks, but I'll take this rather than replacing the door. And that's a very common scenario as well. Okay. Now, how to install it? Well, it's obvious. It just fits down on to the end of the door. But I've installed these, and my 2 cents is this. You've got to make sure that you get a nice tight fit, and you're probably going to have to chisel away part of the door, assuming there's part of the door there still to chisel, because you want this to fit down as tightly as possible. This material, while it's not very thick, does still have a specific thickness, and if I was going to guess, I'd say it's 50 thousandths of an inch thick. But let's take a look at that. Yeah, it is 50 thousandths. So what that means is it's just shy on a 1/16 of an inch. It's the same thickness as like a commercial kick plate would be. So while that will probably not be an issue for a residential door, if your margin between the door and jamb is already very tight, you're going to need to account for this. You're going to have to get this installed down so that your door will still operate. You might want to try to cheat the door over on the hinge side a little bit if you've got some margin there, but you're going to want to dry fit it and then do everything you can to make sure that the door will still operate reasonably well once this plate is installed. One thing that I do after I accommodate this to make sure it's as flat as possible on the edge of the door, when I pre-drill my holes, I'll pre-drill them in such a point where I'm going to put just a small little angle on the head so that when the screw seats itself down, it will act to draw the plate ever so tight against the edge of the door, and I'll do that on both sides just to give myself the best ability to ensure proper door operation. You want to dry fit this. You want to make sure that you've got margin for the holes, margin for the edge. It's all got to be clear and clean in order to get the locks installed onto the edge of the door. Now, speaking of that, you're going to get 2 packages of these 832 flat undercut head machine screws in a complementary finish. These insert nuts that are here, you're going to attach your latch bolt directly to the plate. That's first. Put the hardware on the plate, then the entire unit goes down onto the edge of the door. Okay. Then you'll get the 4 screws for installing the body of the unit down to the door here, obviously, and here. Okay. Now the name Danjo is synonymous with door reinforcing plates, and there's a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog where you can review all of the door reinforcing plates from them. Every potential width, height, hole size, location, door thickness, combination of holes, functions of locks, and if they don't have one that's going to fit for your application, they will make you one for the application. I had a customer with a very odd 2.5-inch thick door, and even further, what was odd was the back set was 3-inch of the lock, which is not unheard of. But sure enough, while it was not inexpensive to make, Danjo happily made one for that very unusual door, and they will for you obviously as well. Now finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Danjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website along with a link to the full product catalog. The name Danjo is synonymous with door reinforcing plates and latch protectors, but they also have a comprehensive offering of practically all things trim and auxiliary hardware related: door stops, push and pull hardware, pivots, ladder pulls, a variety of items, ancillary hardware like filler plates and signage. I'm partial to Danjo, and it's because they do a very above average job with customer service, shipping. They're nice, likable people with a nice, likable product. If you have any questions on the Danjo 481-CW in an AB finish or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.